Okay, a wee bit more progress. So I've got all the cables stripped back to the body. Got all the doors off. Haven't taken the glass out yet. Got the gear levers out, gear lever boot. All the door trim and stuff. I've just left the headlining in for now. Got the rear doors off. Getting it ready to lift the chassis off. I've undone one side of the chassis bolts. They come undone really well. The bolts are actually in really good nick, so they'll probably get used again. Making up some brackets. So these ones go at the back, there to there. They go on the top door mounts and the bottom door mounts. Hopefully that's going to be okay. If not, I can put some more strengthening braces back into the body. And these ones here go onto the front door mounts. There's a guy on the internet on Facebook had a picture. He was using wood. I was going to use wood, but then I went and bought that steel. It was like 30 quid, I think, for all the steel. There's another one there. And some channel to run between, going side to side at the bottom. So down there, I'll bolt that in so it's removable. At the top, I'll put angle iron, which I've got right there. And then I'll put some boards running backwards, forwards on the roof, and probably on the bottom as well, just to give it a wee bit more rigidity. And hopefully then I can bring her in. Well, hopefully then I can roll it in here, tip it. When I say roll it, I mean carefully maneuver it into exactly how I want it. Catastrophe this morning, took the fuel tank out that had 10 litres of diesel in it, left the plastic hose on it, drained all the fuel back to the tank, thought I'd done that, put it on the bench there, worked away. I was working over here facing this way and turned around, and the hose had fallen off the bench, and the whole floor from here right around was just covered in diesel, just like a centimetre deep. So I had to mop all that up. I sponged and mopped and sponged and mopped. So the whole 10 litres siphoned out of it and all over the floor. And then I've made a wee bit of mess just at my door there. I've got some chuckies and dirt and that I'll rake up and put in a bag, chuck in the skip. I'll do that later on this morning once it dries out a wee bit. Still a wee bit wet, but that was, I had to degrease the floor, and that was just the leftover. I kind of thought, right, I'll just sweep it out into that little spot there and I'll rake it up. It's always been a wee bit of a messy, muddy sort of a spot, that, so it needs more chips in it. So I'm just going to rake all that, bag it, and then put it in the dump. My garage door failed last night, so it doesn't open or close with the thing, so I had to make up my own mechanism, or else it would come collapsing down, and it's a heavy bastard. I was shutting it, I was opening it, and one of the wires broke and it all twisted, and then the other wire broke, so it all ended up in catastrophe. I've ordered new bits, but I just can't be bothered with this door. I've repaired it that many times, probably I would say easy 10 times. I've had to replace the wires, I've had to replace the handle, I've had to reset it because it gets all twisted. It's just a piece of shit. I hate shit. Anyway, some of my welds didn't turn out too bad. That's not the best, but the weld is actually going pretty well, and I'm really impressed with it. With an 8mm wire, I am going to order another full roll of 6mm for doing the lighter stuff. Once I get it in, I've got my other 3 doors up there now. The back door and the side door I'll need to work out. This one's absolutely shot to bits at the bottom. I personally am not going to remedy it. It looks like there's some good rust in here. This here's a bit loose. There's also some rust in the top here where water's leaked in over the time. So I think I'll just strip it, get it back to, maybe it's usable for somebody, but maybe I'll keep it for a while anyway. Just see, I'm not going to chuck anything. Also, both back doors, I think the bottom lower one is too far gone. You can see they've put that brown stuff all over it along this side here. That's like tar paper, gutter, no, what's it called, a flashing tape or something. It's like tar. It's just horrible. So and it's already had a couple of repairs around where them number plate bolts are, and in behind the door handle it's had loads of repairs. So I think I'm just going to get a new one, and likewise for the top. I want it to be pretty right, this car, depending. I'm still getting ahead of myself with all that sort of talk, because the body underneath could be absolutely shot to bits and not repairable. I doubt it, because I think everything's repairable. Yeah, but the engine I'm going to try and lift out. Now I need to find somewhere to put it. I did some measurements. That first red bench right there, it's got a couple of containers under it, a fuel can and a bits and pieces there. I'm maybe thinking I'm going to deconstruct it back to here, take everything off, leave the back wall on. I'll maybe just take the whole lot. It's good for a bit of storage, that, for tools and stuff. So I'm thinking, move them containers. I've got plenty of room over here. I've actually got more room than I thought I did. I know I've got a wee bit more to take off the car, and I'll obviously be buying spares, but I have got more room, and some of this junk can go. There's my golf clubs in there. Some of these things, there's loads of paint tins there that I could chuck out. I've still got more room up in the loft. I've got room over in that corner, and I've got a whole big space up here. So I've got plenty of space, I think, for storing stuff. So I think my engine and gearbox, pull the engine, sit it there, pull the gearbox, sit it there, or pull them both together, sit it in here. I may even be move my charcoal around the back, move my pressure washer around the back to the garden shed, and get some stuff in under there as well if I need to. But we'll see how we get on. So today Paul's going to come up and we're going to turn this thing around. I didn't have the foresight before I shut it down to reverse it in and do all the work that way. I should have, but that's just me. Cracking on. Too much of a hurry. Not really thinking. I should have reversed it right in, got it lined up, ready to just push straight back, or else, because if I did, I'd have it in and I'd probably have the body off by now. But hey, well, such is life. Yeah, and that's it. Once we get it in and get the body off, I'll get a video of the chassis. Around the front here, I've had a good look. The only wee bit of rust that I can really see is just down in this wee corner piece here. You can just see it just there, and it's like a little gusset, which I think will just grind out, just cut it flush. I don't think it needs to be that triangular. Well, maybe if it needs to be triangular, I'll weld a new piece in, but other than that, from here sort of right back to probably midship, she's pretty good. There's a couple of little holes that I'm looking for. This side's actually not too bad. It's the other side. There's a couple of wee finger holes, and there's a bit of a hole here in the body. So I'm gonna have to have a look at that when we get it in. I want to make sure that's not too terminal. Underneath, somebody's done a pretty good job of wax oiling and oiling it underneath, which is great, but it's going to be a bastard to get off. It's like solid, really solid. The rust just down in there, and nice ones that's just here. They look not too bad actually to cut out. I think this will maybe cut up. Hopefully I can keep it on the flat. Whoops, what am I doing? Yeah. Hopefully I can keep it on the flat and get all that back how it should be. I was talking to a guy down at the steel place where I got them couple of lengths of steel. He used to work on cars and bits and pieces. He did a lot of Jag stuff and a lot of Lotus stuff. And he was saying that 1.2 mil steel, he said, all around the boots and stuff here. He said it was the same on, I forget what sort of car. He said they really corrode because it's the back of the car. But he did say it was 1.1 or 1.2 mil steel, and they used to replace it with 1.5 just to give it that extra little bit of beef and meat Anyway, we'll see how we go today. All right, down.